Right everyone, so we're out on the bank with Pemb today. Hi Pemb.
Hello.
Something really exciting to show you today. So these are the all new Daiwa Tournament SLR range of rods. Something a bit special, these Pemb.
Lovely bits of kit, make them in the UK. They're about as good as rod as we can make in our UK factory, which is up in Scotland. Brilliant bits of kit for feeder fishing. Obviously they're a long established range, the SLRs. This is the third generation. They're called the CU, which if anyone's wondering what CU stands for, the U refers to it's made for the UK market, often in the UK, and C means it's the third generation. So the previous models were BUs, AUs were the first one. So CU, third generation of SLR rods.
So we had the original SLRs out in 2017.
Yep.
Then the next gen 2021.
Yep.
And here we are 4 years later with this, the latest and greatest. So
yep.
What are the key features that would differentiate this new gen from the previous?
So the BU versions were, they were and still are superb rods in their own right. But what we've done with this new generation is make some hidden improvements in the blanks. So they straighten up even quicker, which obviously means it's back to its truest form as quickly as possible.
Yep.
So you cast further easier, simple as that.
Yep.
You'll notice they've got new guides on them. They're American tackle air guides. Super lightweight, like a minima type guide, but these ones are forward facing, as you can see, like a K type shaped guide.
Yeah.
What that does for feeder fishing, it helps your line travel through the guides a bit easier, and because they're that sort of forward upward facing, if you want to call it that, it vastly reduces the frap ups you get on that first guide when you're really pushing the rods, which you do with this sort of type of rod. You're really pushing the rod, really compressing it. It makes a big difference for feeder fishing without a doubt.
So we've got 6 rods in the range.
Yep.
A 10 footer, an 11 foot, 2 12s, and 2 13s. Interestingly, you've dropped the 14 from the range.
Yes. Yeah, the 14 footer, from the feedback we got from our anglers that use the rods, obviously, we've got some brilliant anglers in our team, people like Adam Wakely and world feeder champion. Customers, shops feedback was the 14 footer, it done a job. Obviously a long 14 footer, it's a big lump in your hand.
Yeah.
But a lot of people said they'd find it easier to get extra distance with a stiffer 13 footer, because obviously you've got a foot less to push through the air. Just be able to move it quicker through the air because it's a foot shorter. So what we've done is we've kept the original 13 footer because it's a great bream and carp rod. That's the 13 foot, 150 grams. But then we've sort of designed down the 14 footer into 180 gram 13 foot rod, and that's this one here.
Yeah.
So that's the new model. Really good for extra distance when you're carp fishing at places like Boddington, fishing for big bream, or on a river. When you want that bit of extra stiffness higher up the rod in fast water situations, it's a great addition to the range.
We've got loads of features, haven't we, in these rods? So we've got this X45 full shield.
Yep.
Just tell me a little bit about that.
X45 full shield is essentially it's carbon at 45 degrees throughout the whole rod, and what that basically does is it stops any twist in the blank.
Got you.
So we're sad enough to do this at Daiwa, we take a lot of slow-mo shots and study the action of rods so we can improve them. And what you notice is when you really compress a rod with a heavy feeder on, the guides will the blank will twist, and therefore the guides will twist during the cast.
That's interesting.
And what that does is, in simple terms, is slow down your line going through the rod rings, because it's in different directions. So what X45X does is allows as little twist as possible, pretty much no twist in the blank, so therefore your line can travel through the guides easier with less friction, and you get a further cast for the effort you put in. That's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah, no, that's really a good explanation of that, because a lot of these features, they get glossed over, don't they, and people don't really fully understand what they mean.
Yeah, no, fair comment. And the HVF Nano Plus carbon, that's really, really top quality carbon, exclusive to Daiwa. The process that it's used to produce it, the carbon itself, really high quality, lightweight, but allows the rod again to straighten up as quick as possible.
Yeah, and you were just telling me off camera a minute ago about this handle design as well, particularly at the base.
Yep.
Just run me through top to bottom on the handle and the fittings and fixtures on
So
this.
we really refined this foregrip. This is a down-locking foregrip onto a really nice quality Fuji reel seat. We've made this quite a bit slimmer than the BU version, a little bit longer, so it's a bit more refined. The old one was a bit chunky, so that's a nice improvement.
Yeah.
Then, as with any Daiwa rod, you've got the arm lock, so it stops it slipping off your forearm during a fight or when you're reeling in. And then this is the new hand lock butt grip. It's sort of if you look at it from this angle, it's sort of like a triangle shape.
I can show it.
Not sure. It's quite a subtle thing, but when you pick up the rod and use it, you really appreciate what it is. It's moulded to the shape of your hand. So, as you know, when you're really looking to put a lot of force into a cast, which you often do with the SLR rods, your bottom hand plays a big part because you're pulling down really hard.
Yeah.
And with this moulded to the shape of your hand, it just feels really comfortable. Really allows you to get a good grip of it and makes the cast that little bit easier.
Yeah, so absolutely loaded with features. So you can see we've only got 3 of the rods here with us on the bank today, but that's because these 3 are your favourites, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say this is 11 foot, which is a lovely rod. And I've got the 12 foot 2-piece. There's 2 12 foots. There's a 3-piece and a 2-piece. The 2-piece I really like for carp fishing. It's got a brilliant action for carp fishing. And then we've got like we've just looked at, the 13 foot 180 gram, which is the more powerful one. Excuse me. Brilliant rod for Boddington and waters such like that.
And if you want to see this 11 foot in action, we'll link one of the videos just above, because we're out shooting a feature for the November issue of the mag with Pemb today, and he's been putting the 11 foot through its paces. So we'll link that video just above in the corner. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to click on that and check it out in action. So that's it then, Pem, on these rods. I mean, obviously you've got a couple of lovely reels strapped to these rods. Tournament one there.
Yep.
But 6 rods in the range. New Tournament SLRs. Prices?
From 579 up to 650. Made in the UK. All the technology that we can get into the rods, we've packed it in there. Check them out.
Honestly, guys, you really do need to check these out. Beautifully finished. All the features you could ever want. If you're serious about upping your feeder game, I think this is definitely one way to go about it. What'd you say, Pam?
Yep, great rods.